look fantastic. Right then, the pedal box. I've been looking forward to this for absolutely ages because I've been designing it since the car was actually away having its roll cage put in months and months ago, and I've only just got to the point of needing to kind of finish it off, triple check everything, order master cylinders, and then get it all laser cut. So we're there now. In this box there's nothing interesting really. Here's the original pedal box. I guess I can kind of explain what the Group A cars did. They still had the bulkhead mounted pedal box, but there used to be a sheet metal spacer there. They replaced that with a big chunk of aluminium, so we have to do the same because the bit of sheet metal isn't in the car anymore. And then they converted this single master cylinder pedal box that had a single cylinder that went to front and back to a dual master cylinder bias pedal box with AP master cylinders on. So I've done the same. It replaces the majority of this. I think it just keeps this bit, and then we might keep both the bolt and these plates that go on the side. Everything else I've got brand new. Oh, maybe that as well. So we just need to kind of start bending it up, try and start bending it up, and then weld it all together, and then it'll go to zinc. So I haven't bought the master cylinders because I don't really need them until it's all coated, but I have got this Tilton bias bar, and I think it was Tilton in the actual car because the knob that's where the air vent normally is on R32s is a Tilton knob. So we'll assume that we've got that one right. So that's all we've got in terms of aftermarket bits. And then in terms of laser cutting bits, we've got 3 pedals. We only need one, but you never know, it might go wrong, right? So it's good to have a few. Plus, anyone want one? It's a pretty niche thing to want, but our aluminium blocks. It's a 30mm chunk of aluminium, so I didn't want to do it out of one piece because it would have been a bit of an arse to get that. I think I would have had to get it water cut. Plus, I can do something funky if it's lots of pieces. So I got these pieces made, look, and it means that it can look solid, but it's actually hollow inside for those vital grams. This, as you can tell, is going to be that bit. This is going to go on the bulkhead. Yes, I should have welded it on, but we're just going to pretend that it's fine and just carry on. This one is the new front plate, which will be that one. It needs to get bent up either end. This is fun, I'm enjoying it. And then this is the pedal box, as you can see. So as soon as we get that bent up, then we get a pedal box out of it, which is great. I think that's the lot for this. I've got 3 pedal boxes printed out, basically, so I've got a few chances to get it wrong. First job, get the press on here, start putting some V-blocks together and just see if that's something we're going to be able to do. Oh, and I can scribe on here where the bends need to go. So the reason I need a new pedal as well, and I can't just use that one, is because I changed the pedal ratio. That has got a servo on it, so it helps you, but mine hasn't got a servo on it. So the pedal ratio goes from, I think that's 1 to 4 or 1 to 4 point something, and this is 1 to 6, which is like the go-to pedal ratio. And you've got to love laser cutting, don't you? At least the pedal's going to be strong. We know the pedal's going to be strong. Maybe I'll go to the blacksmith around the corner, see what you can do with it. Right, you may notice that this is a different colour and this is bent. The blacksmith did bend it, but famously they can talk, and I was there for 3 hours listening. But it's bent now. I'm happy with it, but when he did the first bend, the radius was a bit big because the V-block that he used in the brake press was quite big, I think, and it's deformed the hole. which is fine. I can just die grind out the bottom, and the top's still a great control for where it goes, and it will still weld up fine. But I just want to see if I can do a bit of a better job controlling the radius of this bend and this bend by putting a cut either side and then filling it back up with the TIG welder. Alright, I've gone off that idea. It didn't bend very well. The other one's more in line with the original pedal anyway. I have got one last try, but I can do that another time. So now I need to decide what to do, because I want to double check a couple of things on the pedal that might have gone wrong when I flattened the CAD model, and then I'll need to change where something is, but don't worry about that. And I've also got a press brake thing for the vice coming that I was hoping would be here today, but it isn't. So I can't really do that, can I? Maybe I can weld that alloy stack together and then like linish the edges. I think that's probably the only thing I can do. Well, let's finish off by die grinding this little bit out, shall we? And then we'll do the alloy bit. Right, let me give a little bit of explanation on why I'm doing this. All comes down to this really. This is the original bit of sheet metal that's on the bulkhead on Skylines, and it sandwiches a piece of sound insulation between the actual bulkhead and this bit of metal. It also has a few brackets on there, so if you are building a Group A R32, you need to get two things off it. One is the accelerator pedal mount, which is already on the car. The other one you have to replicate. This is where the brake master cylinder originally came through. Well, yeah. And you see these spacers, that's where the pedal box bolted up to. Apart from that side. So you end up with a 30mm space, basically. And it always confused me when I was looking at the homologation papers, because they always had the pedal box there that just looked like, you know, someone had bodged two master cylinders into a pedal box, but they also just had this random chunk of aluminium next to it. I'll see if I can. So hopefully you can just about make that out. You've got the kind of the pedal box, and then behind it you just got this sodding great bit of aluminium. So that's what we're trying to recreate. 30mm thick, I think. Shall I double check it? I'll double check it. 30mm thick. I got a load of these plates done. I think what I'm going to do is clean up the edge of these, give them a wipe down, and then we'll see. Sounds about right. How's that then? That's alright, isn't it? I just did some of these little tacks, look. let it cool down, gave it a rub over, and then went home. So today, look what's finally arrived. I'm a bit stressed at the moment. I'm trying to figure out if someone's mugging me off over some rear brakes that I bought. And they're supposed to arrive whilst I'm here, so see what kind of mood I'm in tomorrow. So I got this off Warco, whose delivery was not as good as you'd like, but it's here now, so never mind. It's a little press brake thing for the Vice look. I think I got a bit optimistic on the size of it compared to the Vice, but better than a small one, isn't it? Oh no, she fits up a treat. Yeah, top stuff. So that means that we can start on the main body, which is good, because then it will start looking like a brake pedal box. So let's mark that up. Good tool. I'm actually happy with that. It's like 50 quid or something, so it's alright. I think I should have bent these ones first, because I had to kind of pull it to get it through the Vice, but they're pretty good. You don't know what it's supposed to look like yet, but it's close. Did a little sanity check, and that chap fits in there. And they go in there, which is alright. I've only just noticed that's going to be an issue, isn't it? I can't remember it being that tight on the model. We'll figure out a way around it. It's only brakes anyway, isn't it? So I think I want to bend this one now. Sits in there alright. I'm happy with that. There's a 30mm gap, which is where the spacer goes. I'm trying to think of what the next best job is. I guess I could cut the sacrificial bits off the old pedal box that I want to put on that one, and then weld it all together. I think that's probably a good move. I'm waiting for Wales is getting involved again and doing a bit of turning for it, so I'm going to wait for that to turn up next week, and then we can finish it all off. But I've still got loads I can do. Whilst we're waiting for the other pedal top bit, I'm going to use this pedal just for mocking up. So you can see she fits. So there's 3 bits that I want of this bit, and then either side it's got something that's really nice that just holds the bolt in position, and then the other side it's got a spreader plate for the nut pressure. Pretty happy with how that turned out, look. I like standard bits of sheet metal, got a thing for them. Now we just need to put on this bit. I just need to get an idea of where it needs to sit on the new one, because it does limit where the pedal goes. So I'll measure that up and then we'll go and cut it off. It's just spot welded. For people who have never used them, this is a spot weld drill. So the bottom of it's kind of flat with a little point, and the idea is if you've got 2 sheets of metal with a spot weld through it, you just drill through the first sheet and then the other one comes away. In practice what happens is you end up drilling a massive hole through both sheets. Unbelievable. We're in position. Okay, have a look at that. Right, this is just the stock pedal. Mate's done that and it's looking really, really good. I just need to wait for it to turn up. I reckon it'll be here tomorrow. But what I can do is I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to tack the bias bar bit in place. I'm going to put the hole where it should be in there instead of that one, because that's the original distance. And then I think I need to think about making a foot plate. I think I'm going to paint this. I want to do it all as how the standard one was. So the pedal was painted black, and then this was zinc plated silver many years ago. I don't think it even was actually, but we'll go for that anyway. I got these nuts on the back, look, colour by numbers nuts on the back. I went home and checked it against the master cylinders and they all fit, which is all good. So we're looking really good now. Look, even the spring works. Didn't think that I was going to get that hole in there. What an absolute treat. The step drills are actually pretty good, but some of them are blunt, so you kind of have to start out with a normal drill and then use the small one and then the big one and then the medium one, and then you can get to 20. If you want to go above, you can go back to the big one afterwards. Did a really good job of that, as it goes. Have a look at this then. Wales has come up absolutely trumps. Normally it's got a piece of steel in there like that, apart from it's got some little plastic or PTFE bushes, I don't know, which is alright, isn't it? These have got bronze bushes in. We like bronze, don't we? So that should, theoretically, fit in there like that. And then this is the bolt that goes through the housing. Oh, it's good, it's good, it's good. See, I welded those on properly as well. Next time you see this, it will be all lovely and zinc plated. Ooh. Oh, how lovely is that? This has come out really, really well, and They found a modified clutch box in the tank as well, which is handy, so we've got one of those. I will admit, the arms didn't come out as well as I thought they were going to be. Reference an older video. I think I need to save zinc exclusively for new metal or bolts, and then that's it. But we've got to learn these things, don't we? OEM look. Just got to do one more thing to the old brake pedal. It needs to have a little return, stop, stroke button presser welded onto it. So that's the last bit, and then we can fit everything to the car. Okay, that little bit's on, so the pedal's kind of ready. What I've done, you can't see it, but I've had a small meltdown. The pedal boxes are in the car. I wanted to check that all the pedals align well before I paint them. If I've got a nice accelerator and clutch and then the brakes at 10 degrees and the foot pad isn't aligned properly with my leg, then that'll just drive me insane for the rest of the time. I need to do that, but I need to ream those bushes on the pedal quick, and then I think I really need to put the seat in if I want to be exactly sure where the pedals are and happy, rather than, I mean, I need to align them with the photo as well so I'm happy, but just to kind of bring everything together, I think that's going to be a relatively long task. We're already at, like, what are we, 20 minutes down there or something like that, so I don't want to make a long one, so I'm going to stop it here, and then everyone come and watch this one if they're still interested. Keep subscribing; it's quite good, isn't it? And I'll see you in the next one.